Hey there, I'm Adrienne, your go-to guide on this empowering journey to self-love and authenticity. I've transformed my own struggles into strengths, and now I help others navigate their path to their inner knowing and create personal fulfillment. On this show, we're not shying away from tough conversations. We're diving headfirst into topics like self-worth, overcoming limiting beliefs, challenging societal norms, and creating a life that's not just successful, but truly fulfilling. We're all about blending heartfelt, soul-searching chats with practical, actionable strategies. Think of this podcast as your trusty compass on the path to your most authentic life, mixed with a cozy fireside chat with a dear friend. Ready to uncover your true self and lead a life that's in sync with your deepest desires? You're in the right place, friend. Welcome to the Live Your Truth, Love Your Life podcast. Hey there, Adrienne here. Welcome back to another episode of Live Your Truth, Love Your Life. Today, we're talking about exploring and discovering who you are. I know, not exactly a small topic, but I pulled a card from the Take What You Need affirmation deck by Danny DePero. It said, "Now is the time to explore and discover who you are." Now is the time to explore and discover who you are. This is a message we all need to hear, no matter what we have going on in our lives. Let's start with the simple truth. The most exciting adventure you can embark on is the journey to understand yourself. It's about peeling back the layers, tuning out the noise, and tuning in to your authentic self. So how do we begin? First, explore your values. By this, I just mean what really matters to you. These aren't just preferences, they're the core beliefs and principles that guide your life. Take a moment to reflect on what drives you, what you stand for, and let these values be your compass. If you feel like you know your values, but you haven't reflected on them in a while, now's your time to do it. Life experiences and the wisdom gained shape and change how we see ourselves and the world, so this is something worth revisiting. Next, let's talk about desires. Danielle Laporte's book, The Desire Map, will give you a crash course on this exploration. I became a Desire Map facilitator a couple years ago, prior to becoming a heart-centered facilitator. I use her exercises in my coaching when it can be helpful for my client. But anyways, back to desire. I just want you to think about what you genuinely desire for yourself, for your life. Here's the key. Differentiate these from the external expectations placed upon you. These desires should come from within. And then when you think about the desire, notice how your body reacts. Does it feel expansive or does it feel constrictive? This is your inner wisdom guiding you. Every desire is linked to a feeling. Maybe you want success because you believe it will bring happiness, or you seek love for a sense of belonging. Dive a layer deeper and uncover the true feeling behind your desires. Getting to the feeling is important. That's your soul or your true self guiding you. We can cling to goals and desires thinking the only way we will have the life that we want is if we achieve that thing. Can only have the life you love if you become the CEO at your corporation. You get this degree. But if you can unpack how you want to feel, you'll become so much more open to the infinite possibilities that will give you that desired feeling. You can still go after that desire or the goal attached to the desire. But really, this will make the endeavor so much more expansive, and things may cross your path that you couldn't possibly anticipate. And the amazing thing is, when you're open to the feeling that you're looking for, you'll be open to those opportunities. Now, at this point, you might be feeling stuck. You might feel unsure. That's okay. The answers are within you. And don't roll your eyes. I truly believe we have everything we need to create the life we desire. You can have a life you love. It's about silencing the outer noise and peeling back the societal condition to uncover our true selves. Martha Beck calls it your essential self. It's heart wisdom, it's intuition, it's the energy that lives within you, it's life force. If you're having trouble accessing that intuition, your essential self, your true self, or you feel blocked, I have some things you can try. Take what you like, leave the rest. So what's my advice? Follow your curiosities. Follow the things that bring you joy and peace. These are the breadcrumbs leading you to your true self. And how do you follow them? I do it through adventure, play, meditation, and journaling. I want to tell you a little bit about each. I've mentioned them before in the podcast, but I really want to tell you just a little bit about them and why they work for me. Adventure for me is about experiencing life with wonder and curiosity. It can be exploring a new place or simply walking your usual route, but with no distractions. Fully immersing yourself in the moment, taking out the AirPods, putting your phone on airplane mode. One of the definitions of adventure is excitement and willingness to do new, unusual, or somewhat dangerous things. My type of adventure generally falls into all of the above, but it doesn't have to. And every adventure isn't all of the above, but I do enjoy new, unusual, and somewhat dangerous things. Something new or unusual. And unusual could just be something you do, but you're doing it differently, like the walk example I already mentioned. Play is about being absorbed in activities that bring pure enjoyment. It's a state of mind that you experience when absorbed in an activity that provides enjoyment and a suspension of sense of time. Play is self-motivated, so you want to do it again and again because you want to, not because you have to. You're doing it for the sake of doing it without expectations. It's purposeless, all-consuming, and fun. By playing, truly playing, I'm reminded of what I like. It allows me to take on new perspectives. Again, it's fun, it's calming, and it's an amazing way to get out of my head and into my life. It's unique to everyone, so you have to experiment to know what is truly playing for you. It's a wonderful way to connect with yourself, to explore and discover who you really are. For me, outdoor stuff like hiking, running, I love it. That is play for me. I lose myself in those activities. I love Legos. I love painting. I love jigsaw puzzles. If I want to just get out of my head into my life and immerse myself in an activity, those are the things that I go to for play. But I do love to try new things, right? That's all part of it. So I mentioned meditation. And sometimes when I bring up meditation to people who don't have a meditation practice, they say they can't meditate. And I would respond that you can, and you probably already do. The Peloton instructor, Ross Rayburn, he's a yoga instructor. He does meditation as well. He has a new book called Turning Inward. He talks about how meditation is really just that, turning inward. And you don't have to be sitting still to do it. I highly recommend it if you're curious about meditation, if it feels out of reach for you. I also create guided meditations. I have a few on YouTube. I'll be uploading more. They'll be available on my website as well. I have a few that have already been uploaded to the podcast, so you can go back and look through for those. But meditation gives you the chance to be still, to be present without the noise of the world. Think about it. How many inputs do we experience in any given day? Heck, even in an hour. We're constantly listening to something, looking at something. Somebody's always giving us their opinion. This allows you to step away from that. Meditation isn't about becoming someone else. It's about being more aware, more in tune with your thoughts, your feelings, and observing them without judgment. For me, meditation truly is a practice for gaining awareness and shifting my focus. When I do this in meditation practice, I'm able to do this outside of meditation. It has truly enhanced my life since I started doing it. In journaling, it is my go-to for getting thoughts out of my head and onto paper. I've been journaling since second grade. Truly, I bought my first journal in Phoenix on a road trip with my family at the Warner Brothers store, and it had Sylvester and Tweety on the cover. That was my first journal, and I've been writing in one ever since. It helps me process how I feel, what's happening around me. It helps me to understand myself and other people. It helps me to gain clarity, to really work through problems. It's a powerful tool for reflective living. And reflective living is heart-centered living. It's for tuning into your intuition. When you get those thoughts out of your head and onto paper, they're not swirling around anymore. Your mind has an ability to quiet once you release them. And that's where the power is. So, my friends, now is the time. It's the time to experiment, to explore, to be curious. You have the ability to uncover who you are and what you truly desire. If you're feeling stuck or feel like you could use someone to guide you through all of this, I'm opening up my calendar for free Momentum Monday coaching sessions. For the next 4 weeks, I'm offering complimentary 1-hour coaching sessions on a first come, first served basis to help you keep momentum towards your 2024 goals. This isn't a session to sell you on my coaching packages. It truly is to provide you with 1 full hour of free coaching. If you're listening to this in real time, Momentum Mondays will be from January 22nd, 2024 until February 12th. So you might be wondering, what sparked this for me? Why am I giving away free sessions? Well, January 12th was Quitter's Day, and I was bombarded by stories about Quitter's Day. In my newsfeed, on social media, everybody's posting about Quitter's Day. There is a day dedicated to the time in the new year where people generally give up on themselves. That irritates me. I just want you to consider. Maybe you have made a resolution and you've already given up on it. Maybe that resolution wasn't in alignment for what you truly want, and you tried it out and you figured, you know what, this isn't for me. Totally fine. In fact, that's great. You know what works, you know what doesn't. You tried some stuff and you discovered, you know what, maybe that's not the best route for me. But if you're quitting because it feels hard and it feels uncomfortable, and you're not becoming the person that you want to be, you're not improving the areas of life that you want to improve, then I invite you to consider this coaching session. You can decide to do things differently this year. What if you didn't let the expectations of others dictate what's possible in your life? What if instead of going after the things that you quote unquote should want, you uncovered what you truly desire for your life? What if instead of giving up on yourself, you created a way to stay the course, to figure out how to accomplish the thing that you want, how to bring that thing that you desire into your life? So if you're looking to gain clarity, find direction, or simply take that step towards a dream that's on your heart, I know that you can benefit from one of these sessions. The link to my schedule is in the show notes. If you go to my website, www.adriennecrowley.com, there's also a banner at the top of every page on my website with a link to the schedule so you can book. So if you're not listening to this in real time, maybe you're listening to it sometime in the future. Maybe it's June when you've got this episode playing and Momentum Mondays have passed you by. Ship has sailed. Not to worry. I always offer a free 30-minute introductory coaching call. You can use that time as a mini coaching session to work through something that you want to work through in your life. Or you can ask me questions about coaching, what to expect, whether or not would be a good fit. That's your time to use with me. So some of the things I coach people on include figuring out what you truly desire for your life, trusting yourself to make more confident decisions, letting go of who you should be, taking action towards the things that light you up, letting go of the limits you're putting on your potential. If you want to work on any of those things, or anything I said in this episode resonates with you and you're curious about it, I encourage you to book a session. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, now is the time to explore and discover who you really are. Until next time, live your truth, love your life. That's it for today's episode, my friends. Thanks so much for joining me on the Live Your Truth, Love Your Life podcast. To get even more out of today's conversation, don't forget to swing by the show notes and download your freebie. Want to keep the conversation going? I'd love to hear what spoke to you most today. Head on over to my Instagram at Live Your Truth, Love Your Life and drop me a comment. I'm always excited to connect and learn more about you. Remember, the journey towards living your truth and loving your life is a rewarding one. New episodes are dropping each Monday and Thursday, and I can't wait for next time. Until then, have a fantastic week.